Hello you guys, I'm back, and today I have an announcement to make. So I have decided on the book that I'm going to be reading this summer. The book, I shall say. That is the Pendragon series by DJ McHale. I've already read the first book, so I'm starting the binge on the second book, The Lost City of Far, or Fayar, however you say it. I say Fayar. I'm already 100 pages in exactly, and I am enjoying it. A lot has happened in those 100 pages. We were automatically introduced to the Quigs, I think probably about 50 pages in, give or take. I think it was a little less. Yeah, just a little under 50 pages, and we got the new Quigs, which are sharks, which I actually really like because there's 384 pages in book 2, and we had like a 10 to 15 page, I think, like a 10-page segment of, give or take 10-page segment of Bobby getting chased by a Quig, which I literally loved. In the first book, the Quigs were like these wild dog-looking things. I think they had like spikes on their back or something, and one of them died, and the first Quig to die in a pretty brutal way. They literally threw a spear into the back of its throat and started gushing blood. No deaths yet in this one. The first book was really good. Can't remember what I gave it though. However, this book has beaten out the first book already. At first, about 50 pages in, I was questioning whether it would be gooder, if it would be better than the first book, if it had my full attention, because about 30 to 40 pages in, I was like, oh, cool. The story didn't start out very well, in my opinion. It started out with, after he left them in the first book, it says, "Hi guys, I gotta apologize for taking so long to write. So much has happened since I left you two. I'm not really sure where to begin." And then it goes on to how, the shark and mine shaft and stuff from the first book, and literally loved the first book. I don't know if it was 5 stars. This book is at least a 4-star book already. I have 284 pages left. I don't want this to end, and I'm only that much through the book. So I have 8 more books to read after this one. So it'll be, I'm guessing, probably about 2,000 to 3,000 pages left to read in the entire series, maybe even more. I think the first 3 to 4 books already makes like 1,000, and there's 10 books, and they get longer and longer. So I think the last one is nearly 600 pages. But my plan is, I'm going to go to the bathroom, get my water bottle, put on a DJ McHale interview for the Pendragon series, and read the Pendragon book while I listen to the interview. That's what it's called, the interview. I think I'm looking forward to books 4, 5, and 7 the most in the series. Just because one of them, book 4, I know has something to do with like virtual reality dream-ish things. Book 5 is about a plague, and book 7 is about these 2 people who keep taking people from this territory, throwing them together into these games. They're like different challenges, and if you win, then you get to like live the life of a king or whatever, and to lose means to die. So yeah, my goal is page 150, at least. If I get farther, I get farther. The font isn't too tiny either. It's pretty large font. I think I can finish this within a week. So, yeah. But another thing that I found really interesting is that Spader and Bobby have a lot in common. So, I'm gonna jump into some spoilers. So, Bobby's family disappears. Okay? In the first book, his family just disappears. Nobody knows what happened to him. Alright? Spader is in a similar situation, except for his parents did not disappear. He works separately from his parents. His mother stays at home. His father, I think, is like a water engineer. I think that's what he said that he was. For a different habitat. And Spader is on the habitat that we are on in the book right now. And basically, so he doesn't get to see his family much, like, at all. And Bobby doesn't get to see his family at all for years, actually. I think it's like 4 to 6 years Bobby doesn't get to see his family, I don't think. But, Spader sees his family, like, very little since he became a worker. So I found that was interesting. Another thing that was interesting is that Spader does not know that he's a traveler. So each territory has a traveler. And Fayar's traveler is Spader. Spader does not know that he's a traveler. This reminds me of Bobby from the first book, when he doesn't know that he's a traveler. We don't know that he's a traveler either until after Uncle Press decides to tell us. And that's after we get to Denderon. After we get to Denderon, everything just changes. So I'm thinking that since, I think it's Graelian and that other habitat, Magaron and Graelian basically collided. They came together. So basically what happens is Graelian is a pretty big and important habitat. And so, I keep forgetting what the other one is called. Magarin basically is coming in for supplies. And Spader is finally going to be able to see his dad after a while. So when Magarin gets to Graelian has this like half-mile mark that you cannot pass. Boats will bring the stuff to you pretty much. So it's pretty much like curbside pickup at Bull Moose right now, where like you can order online and then they will meet you at the curb and you will be able to pick it up at the curb. So it's sort of like that, except for they have half mile. So little boats will load the things that they're coming for onto a small boat and give them to the people on the other habitat. However, Magarin, for some reason, did not stop, kept coming. And so everyone is rushing up to the deck and they basically collided. What I want to know, okay, is Spader going to be told that he's a traveler now after this important event happened? Because in the first book, an important event happens before Bobby is told he is a traveler. I don't even think it was Uncle Press who told him that I was a traveler. I think it was Lore's mother, who sadly passed away in the first book, probably about halfway through. And if they're not afraid to kill off one traveler's parents and make another one disappear, I think that Spader's dad might have passed away in that crash. I don't even know. Or worse, he wasn't on the habitat at all. But basically, after these important events happen, Bobby was informed that he's a traveler. So I want to know, is Spader going to be informed that he's a traveler after this important event has happened? And if so, how are they going to tell him? Spader is this light and cheery guy, and I love him for that. So far, I think Spader is my favorite character, and I've only spent probably about 50 pages with him, and I love him so much. He is so happy and joyful. He makes the best out of a situation, and he even lied for Bobby to make him look good, to make it to where if they found out if he told them the truth, Bobby would have been laughed at. He would have been made fun of. Instead, he is lying about Bobby and how he defeated the Quig and how he distracted it from the press. I literally love Spader, and if anything happens to him, I will literally die. But Spader's parents, I feel like, are very, very, very important to him, and we see this earlier on in the book. It's a little before Grillian and Magarin collide. It's on pages 84 to 86, we see that Spader's house is a mess, but he is cleaning it up so that when his dad comes, he won't think that he is living the life of a pig or a slob. I don't know, that's not how he put it, that's just what I'm gonna say, but it shows how much he wants to impress them and make them proud. And if his father has passed, then that would make him go and be sad. But then he wouldn't want to be a traveler, I feel. I feel like if my mom died or passed away and then I'm informed that I'm a traveler, I'm gonna be like, okay, I want to help people. I'm not ready yet, you know? But I feel like Spader is going to own up to it. He's going to be like, yeah, you need me. I understand, even if somebody in my family has passed. I want to help people. So I feel like he's going to play a big role in the rest of the series, which is another thing that I want to talk about, is the entire series overall, the Travelers. Lore is barely in this book. I think she went back to Zada, whatever it is, towards the beginning of the book, when yes, so when they go, it's on page 10, when they go back to the abandoned subway where the flumes to the different territories are, Uncle Press or whatever tells Lure to go back to Zada or something. So this is what he says. So this is on page 9. We're going to split up, he said. Whoa, not a good start. Was he crazy? We shouldn't be broken apart. Uncle Press knew his way around the cosmos, and Lore was a fierce warrior. The idea of fluming off to face St. Dean by myself without any backup was not something I could get psyched up about. A million thoughts and possibilities flashed through my brain, all of them bad, but just as I was about to break into full panic mode, Lore spoke. Why? She asked flatly. Nothing like keeping it simple. She was good to have around. Since your mother died, you are the traveler for Zada, he said. They'll need you there soon. I want you to go home and be ready. What about me? I asked, immediately flying into protest mode. You and I are going to Chloral, was his answer. St. Dan went there for a reason, and I want to know what it is. Good news, bad news. Good news was Uncle Press and I were staying together. Bad news was we were going after St. Dan. Really bad news. But if I'm a traveler for second Earth, shouldn't I stay here? I asked hopefully, to take care of stuff. Uncle Press gave me a smile. He knew I was trying to weasel out. No, it's best you come with me, was his simple answer. Oh well, I wasn't surprised that my lame attempt at getting out of this trip had failed miserably, but hey, it was worth a shot, right? Laura then stepped up to me and said, If you need me, I will be there for you, Pendragon. Wow, that blew me away. I guess I had earned her respect after all. I nodded and said, I'll be there for you too. So that's that, and then she stared into the dark abyss, took a deep breath, and called out, Zada! So then she went to Zada, and this is Uncle Press and Bobby talking. Your turn, said Uncle Press. Tell me about chloral, I asked, stalling for time. As much as I knew a trip through the flume was kind of fun, I was nervous about what I'd find on the other side. I needed a few seconds to get my act together. You'll find out all you need to know once you get there, he answered as he nudged me closer to the mouth of the flume. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you. Why don't you ever give me a straight answer? I asked. I thought you liked surprises, he answered with a laugh. Not anymore, I don't, I shouted back. Come on, you're no fun anymore, he teased as he pushed me into the flume. Chloral, he shouted, and stepped out of the tunnel, sprang back to life. I didn't even look into the depths because I knew what was coming. Fun, I shouted. If you think this is fun, you're crazy. Oh, one thing, Bobby, he said. What? Remember the cannonball? What cannonball? I asked. What's that supposed to mean? Just before you drop into chloral, hold your breath. What? The last thing I saw was Uncle Press laughing. Then the light grabbed me and sucked me into the tunnel. I was on my way. So basically, Laura went back to Zada. It's been 90 pages since that's happened. No Lore. And Lore was my favorite character in the first book. Right next to her mom. Her mom and Lore were two of my favorite characters. Lore is not in this book so far. She was in the first 10 pages. And that was it. I hope that she does make a comeback though. Yeah. Like I said, I hope nothing bad happens to Spader. I am so interested to see how he is told that he is a traitor. A traveler. So yeah, I'm going to go read some of this now. So that's my update and my announcement. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.